I bet. So we're officially going to go ahead and start our call. So for those of you who don't know who I am, like I said, my name is Tyree Samuels. I've been trading for about 2 years. We normally come and do this call a few different times out of the week. It's not going to be every single day, but it is going to be, maybe at least like 2 to 3 times out the week. So we're going to be looking at Forex setups. I usually focus on buy limits and sell limits. So it's not a whole lot of market execution. And I also like to be able to focus on education. So it's a couple of resources I like to be able to tag people into before we actually get started so that you guys have things that you could take advantage of. First of which is going to be my YouTube channel. So those of you that are regulars on my call, you already know. But if you are new to the call, you need to go ahead and tap into my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel, I'm going to be dropping information on my YouTube channel basically every single day, most of which is going to be twice a day. So I recommend that y'all tap into that ASAP. Right. As y'all see, I recently dropped a video today, and as y'all can see, I have hella videos, and I will eventually be making a playlist for a lot of these. One thing I want you guys to be able to focus on also is going to be my Telegram, which I already dropped the link for that in the chat. Whenever you come to my Telegram, if you are new, I recommend that you click on a pinned message. This information more than likely is going to be updated relatively soon, but for the most part, you can kind of go off of what is listed here. Pinned message is where you want to go. You can also send a Telegram out to your friends, family, your mama, your grandpa, whoever, because it is open to the general public. Okay. Now, with that being said, basically the main thing I want to be able to go into today is, I really hope this activates. I'm gonna be tight if this still ends up leaving us and I adjusted the trade again, but it'll be a learning lesson because I should have initially put the trade here in the first place, and that's what we're actually going to talk about today. So I actually learned something new that I can actually start applying moving forward. So it's actually pretty exciting for me because it's going to be able to take our risk to reward, honestly, 100,000% to the next level. And that is something I am stoked about. So let's initially go over the setup that I originally sent out. Okay. So the setup I originally sent out was this right here, GBP JPY. Oh, damn. I already updated it. Shit. My bad. I ain't meant to curse. So GBP JPY, right? So originally, this is the setup that I have right here. So the setup I originally had was a 40 pip stop loss. And as you can see, I actually updated it to where the entry is a little bit closer down, and it's only a 16 pip stop loss. Now you might be asking yourself, okay, that's a pretty drastic difference. 40 pips to 16 pip. You're also sending it last minute, blah, 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 so on and so forth. I'm gonna go ahead and dive into all of that information on this call. And I really just hope this doesn't leave without us because I'm gonna be tight. I'ma be so tight. All right. I don't want to do anything. I just want to see if it's going to activate. But that's neither here nor there. So the main thing I want to be able to do is, you guys already know, I want to actually go ahead and break down the setup. And I'm going to tell you guys why I originally sent out the trade with a 40 pip stop loss and why you guys see now that it has a 16 pip stop loss. Okay. It is not random. It is not by mistake. It is very intentional. And I'm going to tell you guys why moving forward. The 16 pip stop loss is going to be the type of thing I would have sent out moving forward. Okay. So I'm going to pull up a different data feed and we're going to go ahead and dive into it. I just really hope it doesn't leave me. This is going to be the second time I left your boy, but it's a learning lesson. And I don't have FOMO, so I don't chase anything. It's either going to activate or it's not. So we'll just go ahead and get into the education. So basically, long story short, this is actually a trade I did. I think I sent out twice last week. It didn't activate. And this is technically the third time I've sent it out, just because each time I sent it out, it went out of session and then it came back in session. I sent it out again. It still didn't activate. So I told y'all to delete it, so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this down. That's why I was initially looking at this setup in the first place. I like to be able to use the rewind tool to be able to bet. All right. So we're in that thing like a chicken wing. So any of y'all that normally get on my call know I really, really prefer using a 1 hour time frame. Excuse me. So the 1 hour time frame is going to be my baby. It's by far my favorite time frame to be able to mark up a chart on. It's also my favorite time frame to be able to build my bias off of. So what I like to initially do is I like to be able to look for the overall trend of the market. That's going to be the first thing I like to do. So the overall trend of this market, okay, is going to be a downtrend. Okay. I'm gonna tell you guys why. Now, if we're just looking at this perspective, it might look like it's an uptrend, but I'm gonna tell you why it's not. Reason being is because you can see that the market formed this high up here that did not get broken, and it also broke structure to the low side right here. So it looks like the obvious bias is going to be to the downside because we had a break of structure to the downside. We had no break of structure to the upside. So what I'm actually looking at is if I were to take a Fibonacci and take it from the high to the low, this looks as though it is retracing in the overall selling move. Why do I say that? Because we have an extremely strong reaction at this 88% fib level. As you guys can see, the market gave a pretty aggressive drop, considering you don't see anything close to this drop anywhere else in this entire trend move up. So whenever you see, aggressive moves in a specific direction, it doesn't automatically mean that's where the market is going to continue going, but it's definitely something to think about. So basically my bias at this point is, like I said, this high did not get broken, but this low got broken. So since the low got broken, that's kind of the bias I'm going to be going with. On top of that, even though this looks like it is going up, this technically could just be a retracement in the overall continuation for the market to continue moving down. Okay. So now that we got that, I obviously know that this is a downtrend. The next thing I want to figure out is, am I trading with the trend or am I trading against the trend? Okay. So that's pretty straightforward for me. You guys basically already know what I like to utilize to be able to determine that. It is going to be our indicators, right? So the indicator of choice, a lot of times I like to be able to utilize to be able to show you guys an example, is going to be the RSI. Okay. So with the RSI, it's primarily two things I like to look for. I like to be able to look for divergence, and I like to look for the extremes. What I mean by the extremes, what I mean by that is anytime this white line goes outside of purple box, it means that the market in that direction is showing signs of weakness. Okay. It doesn't automatically mean just randomly hop in for a sell as soon as you see the white line peak out to the upside, but it means you could start focusing and paying attention to the market potentially, right? Giving an indication that's about to, flip directions, right? So the next thing I want to be able to show you guys is going to be divergence, right? So divergence, if you guys do not know, is by far one of my favorite things to be able to take advantage of in the market. I see some of my regulars on the call. You guys know that I utilize divergence a lot. And whenever we get it, a lot of times the market is usually going in our favor. So divergence is going to be whenever you have the market going in one direction, right? And then you have the indicator that you're utilizing to detect the divergence going in a completely opposite direction. So basically what I'm looking at right here is I can see that from point A to point B, the market is going up. From point A to point B, the market is going down. This is by definition divergence. Why? This is going in one direction. This is going in a complete opposite direction. If you need a better visual, you guys can actually see that these points actually line up perfectly together. Okay. These points actually line up perfectly together, right? So now that I have that, the divergence is actually going to be a strong indication of, momentum shift as well. So on top of you saying that this white line came outside of the purple box, which is indicating weakness in the overall direction of the market, divergence is another confirmation to possibly show you a reversal that might be getting ready to happen in the market. So now I have two extremely strong confirmations. Okay. The next thing we want to look for is we're still looking at more breaks of structure. Okay. So if you notice, this low got broken, right? Another thing you guys can notice is there's going to be something called liquidity sweeps. What is a liquidity sweep? A liquidity sweep is basically going to be indicated of anytime you see, not anytime, but a lot of times whenever you see the market peak above a high or a low and it immediately reverses in the opposite direction, that can be considered a liquidity sweep, right? The basis of that is a lot of times it can insinuate, somewhat of a pump fake. So you might have people that, are looking for this high to break and they think that the market is going to keep going in their favor, and then it just whiplashes in a complete opposite direction and destroys their stop loss. And they might be confused because they're like, okay, well, I got to break a structure to the upside, but they don't realize this is not actually a break of structure. This is actually a liquidity sweep. This is actually the break of structure, right? So remember, once again, a lot of times whenever you have a market peak above an old high or peak below an old low, and it immediately goes in the opposite direction, that is considered a liquidity sweep. That means that the market saw stop losses above this area. They wanted to come clear this area out before they went in the direction that they were actually intended on going. So all of these are different confirmations that we're forming a bias to be able to look for potential sales, right? We haven't even gotten to the entry, the stop loss, the targets. These are all just things that we're forming confirmation so that we have confidence to be able to actually get into this trade. Now, the next thing that I was actually able to pay attention to is if we look at, hold on, I think I need to let this play some more. Yeah, I actually do need to let this play out some more. Hold up. Oh, maybe it doesn't look the same. I always forget that the data feeds don't always look exactly the same. And I think this is an example of that, to be honest. Yeah, this is an example of the data feed not looking exactly the same. So I actually can't 100% do the same example. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to use this one because this is not. That's the only thing that y'all want to know as well too. So whenever I say data feed, for anybody that might be confused, notice how this says FXCM, even though they're both GBP JPY. Notice how this one says OANDA. Okay. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because it's similar, but it's not always going to be technically the same. Reason why I say that is if you guys look here, notice how you see this candle on the 1 hour, right? This engulfing candle. But if I go to the OANDA broker, notice it's here, but obviously this is not as big of a candle. Notice how small this candle is, this green one, compared to this green one, right? It's a pretty significant difference. It is technically still an engulfing candle. It just looks a little bit different. So for the purpose of the example, I'm gonna just actually stick to this one right here. So in the grand scheme of things, what I actually ended up doing was whenever I got my original entry on this setup, it was based off of, basically the way I usually look for my entries, because this trade actually was maxing me out with my stop loss. So my maximum stop loss is 40 pips. Okay. So I like to be able to tell people if you do not have a maximum stop loss or a stop loss that is a number that you're going to cap off at, you should think about one. You should never just have a random stop loss. Like if you got a 50 pip, 100 pip, you need to figure out, okay, what is the biggest stop loss I am willing to use? And I'm going to max out. Okay. That means I cannot go bigger than if it's 30 pips for you, that means you should not be taking any trades with a stop loss bigger than 30 pips. Keep in mind, this is relative. If you're trading crypto, indices, commodities, you kind of have to, remix that. Obviously, a 30 pip stop loss on a Forex pair is not necessarily going to translate to Bitcoin, to gold, to US 30, so you actually have to back test to be able to figure out what is your maximum stop loss depending on what asset you're actually trading. Okay. So for regular Forex pairs, my maximum stop loss is going to be 40 pips. Okay. So with that being said, this was something to where I wanted to be able to get an entry as high as possible, but I also wanted to make sure I did not exceed my stop loss. So my original setup had my entry here where you see this yellow line is, and my stop loss up here. But now we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and erase that because that is not the stop loss we're going to be using anymore. Now what we're using, as you can see, is going to be this setup that has a smaller candle. Now I'm going to actually break down why, but I feel like in order to do so, I just really hope this doesn't take off without us. I'm going to be so tight. Because as you guys can see, if I would have originally put this trade here, we would have already been in the trade because as you can see, it's already rejected off the entry. You see how I'm rhyming, right? It's already rejected off the entry multiple times. But to kind of give you guys, I guess, a better perspective of what I'm trying to explain, I feel like I need to pull up something else and then I think y'all will feel me. So I'm going to pull up Euro USD. So the reason why I did not originally send it out how it currently looks is because I didn't feel comfortable originally because I wanted to kind of wait to see if it was going to play out. But now I can kind of see since it started rejecting already, I can actually go ahead and act on it. So moving forward, because I actually just got off the phone with somebody, not the phone, a Zoom call showing somebody what I'm about to show y'all. So I'm gonna break this down. Okay. I'm gonna break this down. And hopefully it makes sense. I'm gonna ask y'all to obviously, let me know by typing something in the chat if it makes sense what I'm about to say. So hopefully I don't lose y'all. So in the grand scheme of things, right? The regular people that get on my calls know I usually enter trades off of engulfing candles. Okay. This is an engulfing candle. You got this big green candle. You got a small red candle immediately to the left, right? So Normally what I do is I'm going to base my stop loss off of the higher time frame candles. So that's usually why I'll have my stop loss, a little bit below this area. So my stop loss on this was originally, this is actually a trade I sent out last week. That was not last week, I think like a couple weeks ago. This is actually a successful trade. As you can see, this was our initial entry right here. And as you can see, the trade clearly went up for about 85 pips before it ended up reversing and hitting break even. Okay. But obviously we took partials and all that other good stuff. So where I'm going with this is, it's cool that it's a 30 pip stop loss, but you want to know what's cooler? What I'm about to show y'all. So think about, instead of trading off of this 4-hour candle, if I went to the 1-hour time frame, and now I can trade off of this 1-hour candle, which is still an engulfing candle. So this is where it's about to get saucy, okay? I can still use the same entry, but instead of putting my stop loss down here based off the 4-hour candle, I can now place my stop loss here based off the 1-hour candle. Let me get you guys a drop of 1 in the chat if that made sense. Okay, so once again, instead of using my stop loss based off of this 4-hour candle, which is down here, if I go to the 1-hour time frame, I can still have the same entry, but I can now base my stop loss off of the 1-hour candle, which would obviously reduce my risk. So now my stop loss could actually be here, which is going to make my risk to reward better. So look at the difference of the risk to reward. Okay, so when I got a 30 pip stop loss, my risk to reward would have only been about a 2.8. If I move my stop loss to the 1-hour candle, my risk to reward could be at 8, right? So instead of making 2 times what I'm risking, I can make 8 times what I'm risking, but I still have the same entry. Drop a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. Let me get y'all to drop a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. So that's the same logic that I'm applying to GBP JPY. The same logic. It's just that I didn't originally call out the 16 pip stop loss because I didn't necessarily have the confidence, because I wanted to. I've seen a few of these examples that I'm showing you, but I'm so used to placing my stop loss based off of the bigger candle. I just wasn't as confident to send out a trade based off of something that I feel like I didn't have enough experience witnessing it play out yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I never want to be able to leverage y'all's money based off of, me trying something out. I don't want to try something out. I want to do something that I have data based off of doing it a few times. So this is where GBP JPY comes into play. Okay. So GBP JPY. Oh, please activate. Please, I beg you. Just give me one more chance. It's like if you cheat on your ex, just give me one more chance. Come on, let's see. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's see, let's see. Let's see, let's see, let's see. All right. But yeah, so that's basically kind of like what I wanted to explain. So the concept of it is, right, is you can maximize your risk to reward. So maximizing your risk to reward simply means you can make more money in the same trade. Right, exactly. Don't do me like that. Come on, just activate. Right now, every single setup I send out is not always going to have the ability to reduce my stop loss like how I'm showing you guys. But what I've started to see over a few examples over time is that I've been passing up the opportunities that I could have taken simply because I wanted to be able to make sure I saw it happen enough so that I knew it was valid. And it wasn't just like a one-time situation that I'm like, okay, I saw it one time, I'm gonna just leverage my money and, wing it next time. No, I wanted to see it happen 2, 3, 4, 5 times to be like, okay, I keep seeing opportunities to where in some of the trades that I have a bigger stop loss, I actually could have reduced my risk and I could have increased my risk to reward. But instead of actually taking the chance, let the trade play out. Okay, let me just keep my original stop loss. So like on a Euro USD, when I took that trade, I still had the 30 pip stop loss. The stop loss that I just showed you guys, I knew I could have taken that, but like I said, I wanted to see it play out first. So Now that I've seen it play out a few times, now I have the confidence to be like, you know what? I feel like I don't need to let GBP JPY leave without me. So it's like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and put it to the test in real time. So this is technically going to be the first official setup. So where I'm applying the information that I just showed you guys on a Euro USD example. And, you know, hopefully it plays out, you know, win, lose, or draw. But this is something that, like I said, I feel confident now. I've seen it more than twice, more than 3 times, more than 4 times. I think I've seen it. This GBP JPY trade may be like the 5th or 6th time that I've seen it. But instead of passing it up on the 5th or 6th time, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and take it, and I'm gonna just be okay with whatever happens. So I wanted y'all to be able to participate with me. So hopefully, like I said, this activates. Because as you can see, like I said, if I would have originally sent it out, we would have already been in the trade. But I mean, it's totally up to y'all. If y'all are the kind of people that if it gets close, y'all just execute by market, y'all can do that. I'm pretty set in stone with buy limits and sell limits. And I don't like to just jump in because it's close. In my brain, from me trading long enough, I feel like it's either gonna activate or it's not. I don't do the whole, oh, it's close enough, I'm gonna just go ahead and get in. I don't trade like that. It's either gonna activate or it's not gonna activate. So at this point, like I said, I just want to be able to see it activate. So it's literally 2 pips away. Hopefully it activates while we're on this call. Hopefully it just activates like relatively soon. That's what I would like to see. But you know, you never know with the market. The market clearly always has a mind of its own. It's gonna do whatever the hell it feels like doing. So it did technically come like 0.2 pips away, not even a whole pip away. So let's see. So it is still pushing up. So I want to be able to see how this actually, you know, plays out, and then we'll kind of we'll kind of just go from there. But that's pretty much all I had, guys. I mean, this is, oh my goodness, don't do that, bro. What you don't? Oh, you dirty bastard. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. Do not do that, bruh. Y'all see how the market be doing, fam? I'm not finna react though. Oh, this bitch might be getting ready to take the fuck off. I ain't gonna lie. It might be getting ready to take off. Hold on. Let me see. I want to say if it pulls back one more time. Like I said, I don't like feeling like I'm chasing stuff. Cause to be real, like I said, I've already updated the trade once. So I don't want to keep like, you know what I'm saying? Cause originally I had the 40 pip stop loss. Now I done moved it down. So I don't want to be like, okay, now I'm gonna remix it a third time and just, I don't like doing all that because now I'm gonna start feeling uncomfortable. So I'm gonna just let it rock out. I'm gonna just let it rock out. So like I said, so this is gonna be an example of, long story short, regardless of if this trade activates or doesn't activate, I'm genuinely excited because I now have the confidence to be able to start sending out these setups with smaller stop losses and bigger risk to rewards. Like I said, not every setup is going to give me the ability to reduce my stop loss like how I've shown you guys in these 2 examples. Some of the setups don't have, you know, a smaller candle within the overall bigger version. Sometimes I just got to have a 30 pip stop loss. Sometimes I just got to have a 40 pip stop loss. But what I'm saying is, now I know in the examples to where it's like, you know what, instead of a 40 pip stop loss, I can actually get away with a 20 pip stop loss on this trade. I'm taking them every time and I'm gonna send them out so we can all eat off of them. So yeah, so hopefully, you know, this activates and we just go sit here and wait and kind of see how this plays out. Let's see. Because I'll be real, this is the kind of trade where if this trade activates, this is the kind of trade that you could be done for the whole week. Now I ain't gonna lie to you and act like I'm only taking one trade for the whole week. Like if the market presents opportunities, I'm gonna take them. But I'm just saying, whenever you first started trading and used to hear about, I remember the first time when I first started trading and I would hear that there's people that only take one trade a day. It's hard to believe because in your head, you're like, bro, I only got $100 account. The hell I'm gonna do taking one trade a day? I'm gonna make like a whole $10. The hell I look like. But you gotta realize these people have more money to play with. So the more money you got to play with, it's not necessarily based off of how many trades you take. It's how you maximize the individual trades that you are taking. And this is a perfect example. This thing just need to come on, stop playing, bro. You're like right there, fam. Like stop being stupid. You doing too much right now. You are doing too much. Got me singing and shit. Come on. Just activate on the call, bro. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't be like that, bro. You're literally points. You're not even a whole pip away, bro. There you go. Come on, just, you know what I'm saying? Just go up a little higher. You gotta be like that. Come on. There you go. Good job. All right, so now, I mean, now we just got to see how this ends up playing out. So the trade did officially activate. Let me make sure it filled my entry. So it did fill my entry. And yeah, so now we just go see what it do. But like I said, this is based off of backtesting. So normally I would have had the 40 pip stop loss. But you know, I saw an opportunity to be able to have a smaller stop loss. So that's how I'm finna rock it out. And yeah, we just go see how this ends up playing out, basically. So I don't know if anybody else is in this setup with me, but yeah, we finna see how this bad boy goes right now. All right, so we're officially in the trade. GBP JPY is officially active. Hold on, let me send this to the chat. Trade idea is active. If you didn't get a chance to put in sell limit, you may execute by markets using same parameters. Copy. Wait, I'm tripping. Okay. Trade idea is active. You didn't get a chance to put in sell limit. You may execute by market using same parameters. I bet. So we gonna see what it do. You feel me? We gonna see what it do. You feel me? All right, cool. Now I have no anxiety. So win, lose, or draw, I feel good now. You know what I'm saying? It is nothing better than already being in a trade. Even if you lose a trade, at least you're in the trade. There's nothing worse than sitting there waiting for it to activate or for it not to activate or for it to get to your zone and not get to your zone. You're just anxious. You're like, damn, should I get in early? Should I wait? Should I go ahead and get in? Should I wait? Now, once you're in, you just gotta let the thing play out. You feel me? It's literally nothing else you can do at this point. You just gotta let that thing do what it is going to do. You feel me? So in other news, what we could do is I'm still currently holding the trade that we also took from last week. I'm not going to necessarily go back over it because I already went over this probably 2 to 3 times last week, just between the initial entry and so look, I'm gonna show you guys another example. So look, peep this, right? Because now I can start showing you guys exactly what I mean by what I'm saying. So in this example, right, I had a 27 pip stop loss. There was no way for me to reduce this stop loss. Why do I say that? Because within this 4-hour candle that I marked the chart on, if I start going down to lower time frames, there is not another engulfing candle. So what I'm showing you guys is only assuming there is another engulfing candle around where I already have my original entry. So if you guys see, there's an imbalance, but there's not another engulfing candle. So that's what I'm referencing whenever I'm saying I can't do what I'm showing y'all in every single setup moving forward, but the setups that I have the opportunity, instead of passing them up, see, like there's no engulfing candle anywhere in here. So I can only go off of the 4-hour candle. You feel what I'm saying? So some of these examples are not going to give me the ability to reduce my stop loss like a GBP JPY is doing. A GBP JPY, once again, right? Technically, when I originally saw this trade, I was looking at this 12-hour engulfing candle. So whenever I started scaling down, as I just showed you guys, I see that they had a 1 hour, right? They also have a 55-minute, okay, right here. And they also had a 20-minute right here. So maybe this goes a little higher. Maybe it comes into this 20-minute candle. So if we get into a little bit of drawdown, don't freak out. So maybe it comes up here, right? Maybe it comes a little bit higher, rejects off this area, and then gives us our drop. Who knows? But that's basically what I'm referencing. So I can only look for a tighter stop loss, assuming there is another engulfing candle within that bigger version if I start scaling down on time frames. And this is an example that we were able to actually take advantage of. So, hopefully, it ends up dropping because look, I'll give you guys an example, literally to the first take profit. This is how dope this is, right? In the original setup that I sent out, I'm about to blow y'all's damn mind, right? In the original setup I sent out, keep in mind, this was the first take profit, okay? In the original setup that I sent out, this was the first take profit. In the original setup I sent out, this was a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward, okay? Which is not bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. If your first take profit is anything more than a 1 to 1, you're doing pretty damn good because most people, their first take profit is like a 1 to 1, 1.5 to 1. And a lot of my trades used to be like that. I'm not shitting on my own setups. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with that. That's just like the typical thing. But if we don't have to be typical, why do we want to settle? You feel me? Now look what our first take profit is going to be. A goddamn 6 to 1. Are you serious? Bro, you don't get a 6 to 1 in the whole setup, let alone to TP1. That's why I'm saying this setup literally, if it ends up going in our favor, we could be done for the whole damn week. I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't know if y'all see a pattern that I see. I'm going to go ahead and mark it up. This is something else I left out. This is also a head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, head, right? Right shoulder. Come on, man. You guys better tap in. Come on, man. You got to be able to train your eyes to see. So the honest to God reason why I originally was looking at this setup in the first place is because it looks like a head and shoulders pattern. And then from there, I just started diving in deeper, looking for other confirmations. But originally, whenever I took this setup, I was like, bro, this looked like a head and shoulders. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm gonna be real, bro. I've gotten really nice at head and shoulders patterns. It's disgusting. Head and shoulders with smart money concepts is like, it's cheating. Okay. It is literally cheating. So, I mean, we basically got all the confirmations that we need. And like I said, assuming that this trade ends up going in our favor, it is going to be on and popping. You feel me? But we just got to be patient at this point. We just got to let the trade play out, let it do what it's going to do. One or two things is going to happen. It's either going to hit stop loss or it's going to hit take profit. Or it might hit break even, but we got to get in deep enough profit to even think about a break even scenario. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Like I said, y'all are literally witnessing me breaking down, something I've been back testing for a while. And this is officially my first time having the confidence to be able to take it. So let me show you guys another example. Like I said, whenever I just broke down a Euro USD example, think about what I could have did if I would have taken the Euro USD trade based off of what I just showed you guys. So the original setup that I sent out on Euro USD, okay, I can actually go find it because I like to be the person that shows you guys, you know what I'm saying? Because there's be a lot of capping and trading, I'm gonna be honest with you. So this setup, this is December 30th. I'm about to go find this trade for y'all, right? So y'all can see. I like to be able to show people, right? Because I'm very transparent. Win, lose, or draw, like, I'm gonna update it. Some people, I'll be honest with y'all, pay attention to what I'm about to say moving forward. It is some people to where if they stop loss get hit, they just never update it. Right? I used to be like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't do that shit no more because it seems fake, right? But keep in mind what I just said. Some people moving forward start noticing, right? You might be like, damn, it hit stop loss on my phone, but you never see them send the update saying stop loss got hit. They just act like that shit never happened. And then on top of that, they send out a whole nother trade and never up. It's like, bro, you're not gonna say that stop loss got hit. Start noticing, right? Maybe some of y'all have noticed some people do that kind of stuff. And like I said, I used to do that kind of stuff. Like if I used to hit stop loss, I'd be like, I'm just not gonna send the update. I'm gonna just act like it didn't happen. But then I started to realize it's like that's not transparent. It's like think about it. Think about how quick somebody is gonna say take profit got hit. It's like, damn, bro, take profit literally got hit 2 seconds ago and you updated that shit quick as hell. So I know damn well you saw that your stop loss got hit, but you're not finna update it, right? It's like that. It don't feel right. So look, this is the original setup. Look, like I said, there's no cap in my wrap. This is the original setup that I sent out on December 30th for Euro USD with a 30 pip stop loss, right? I usually round it off. So I think the first take profit was like a 1.5 to 1 or something like that. It says 1 to 1. I think it's a 1.5 to 1. But anyways, though, we're not talking about the first take profit. We're talking about how far the trade ended up going. So the trade ended up going a total of 85 pips from entry. Okay. With the original stop loss, it would have been about a 2 point. It was this 30 pips even. Let me just go ahead and even that out. It was a 30 pip stop loss, right? So with the original stop loss, this setup would have been a 2.8 to 1, almost a 3 to 1 overall. I'm gonna be honest with you. In trading, if you can get it, if you can average a 2 to 3 and a 1 per setup, that's fucking good. Like, I'll be real with you. Like, it is not normal to get like a 6 to 1. And so I don't even want to make that shit. That's not normal. Like, if you look at like the elite traders, they are content with a 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1 is like, oh my God. So this is like, by definition, this is a great setup, but it could be better. Why do I say that? Because in the same scenario that we are looking to capitalize off a smaller stop loss with GBP JPY, look at this 1 hour candle that I identified on Euro USD. But like I said, I didn't have the confidence to take this trade. I like to see stuff play out, right? So think about if I would have moved my stop loss to right here, right? Where this white line is, where I would have put my stop loss based off of this candle with the same entry. It goes from a 2.8 to 1 to an 8 to 1. Drop a 3 in the chat if you're feeling what I'm saying right now, right? Think about going from a 2.8 to 1 to an 8 to 1, but it's the same entry. You just got a smaller stop loss. Like, that is a gigantic difference. That's like going from risking $100, right? If you're risking $100 and you got a 2.8 to 1, you just made $280. If it's an 8 to 1, you just made $800, right? Think about the extreme difference of making $280 compared to $800. It's like, bro, God damn. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why I'm getting so hyped and so passionate right now, because it's like, okay, this is what I want to be able to start doing now. But like I said, every setup is not going to give me the opportunity to do this. But now I know the setups that I do see that opportunity, I'm taking it. I am taking it and I am running with it. Okay. So, like I said, at this point, I mean, we basically just got to let this trade do what it's going to do. It's, like I said, it's going to be one of two things going to happen. It's either going to go in our favor or it is not. But now I know moving forward, I'm not going to be using a bigger stop loss if I have the opportunity to take advantage of a smaller one. Okay. Because technically speaking, all that's going to happen is, yeah, you could say, okay, what if the trade ends up hitting our stop loss, right? But it doesn't end up breaking this high. That's cool. Because based off of the data, everything that you have to do in trading is based off of data. So I no longer am going to feel anything, because what I'm explaining could happen. The trade ends up breaking above this high, hits our stop loss, but the original stop loss I had never got hit, and it ends up coming above this area, but not hitting this area, and then it ends up tanking. I'm not going to feel any type of way about that, because I've now seen the opportunity for the smaller stop loss working out enough for me to have the confidence to not second guess it anymore moving forward. So now I have supreme confidence. I don't have any issues, but what I just explained could happen. So that's something else that you guys also got to be aware of, which is why you got to back test. Yeah. The reason why I used to be afraid of taking the smaller stop loss is because honestly, I was afraid of what I'm showing you. I was like, damn, well, I could take the trade with the smaller stop loss and get a better risk to reward. But what if it literally hits the stop loss of the smaller one, but it never hits the original stop loss, and I done ended up missing out on the whole move on top of I lost money? I wasn't comfortable at that point. Same concept with Euro USD. I was still, whenever I marked up Euro USD, I saw this 1 hour candle. So in my head, it's like, damn, I could take this. But like I said, I was afraid that I was like, damn, but what if it breaks below this stop loss, but it never hits my original stop loss, and then it ends up going in my direction? It's like, man, I would be so mad. So that's why I said one of the best things I ever started doing in my trading, which technically you guys can use a demo account. Most people just don't like using demo accounts. Like, once you get on the live account, God forbid you just use a demo account to practice. It's like people can't even wrap their brain around that shit. But anyways, though, I feel more comfortable letting something play out versus leveraging my own money if I don't have 100% confidence. So the thing I got to in trading that gave me the most confidence is, this might help y'all. I literally do not take a trade that I have 1% of doubt in. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. If I literally have 1% of doubt, I can be 99% confident, but if there's like that slight hesitation, that little voice in my head that's like, I don't know, Tyree, this might be something that you come back and be like, I know I shouldn't have taken that, right? Think about how many trades that you took that you lost, but going into the trade, you subconsciously knew, if I lose this trade, I'm gonna tell myself, I knew I shouldn't have taken this trade. But you know that before you even like literally before you take the trade, you're like, this is a little risky, but I'm gonna take it anyway. And then once you lose a trade, what you gonna do? Man, I knew I shouldn't have taken that trade. So what you should have did was you should have listened to that voice that said, this is a little risky, and you should have just not taken the trade altogether. Or do what I do. You can still mark it up. Don't take the trade and just let it play out. So if it goes in your favor, guess what you've now done? You've now built data to have the confidence to be able to take it the next time around. If you end up losing the trade, you have no emotional attachment to it because you never actually leveraged money on it. And then you can just be like, yep, I'm glad I didn't take that. Let me get you guys to drop a 2 in the chat if what I just said made sense. Because like I said, all these things come with trading. This has nothing to do with skill. This is all emotional. One of the biggest things I used to struggle with, I would be able to identify, okay, I like this trade, but I also feel as though if I lose this trade, I'm immediately going to tell myself, I knew I shouldn't have taken that. But for whatever reason, it's like, I'm going to ignore that thought in my head and I'm still going to take it. I don't do that anymore. So this is an example by definition. I'm telling you guys, I passed this up multiple times because I wasn't quite comfortable yet. I was afraid of what I just told you guys. I was like, man, if it ends up stopping me out, but it doesn't hit my original stop loss, I'm gonna immediately be like, man, I knew I shouldn't have did that shit. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna even have that emotional complex because I'm just not gonna take the trade. I'm gonna mark it up. I'm going to use my original stop loss, and then I'm going to go back and be like, okay, now I've seen that the trades that I won, I could have taken the opportunity to reduce my stop loss because I've seen it happen 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times now. So now it's kind of like, if I keep passing it up, I'm literally just ignoring the fact that I know that it's a good idea to now take the trade. Now I just got to fight the fear. So I no longer have fear because guess what? I have data. You're never going to get past the fear if you do not have data. The reason why a lot of y'all are scared is because y'all have no data. You're just randomly taking trades based off of nothing, like literally based off of nothing. It just feels good, right? But you haven't seen it happen over and over and over again. So yeah, man. Like I said, this is just an example. So like I said, now I no longer have the fear of it hitting the smaller stop loss, but not hitting the original stop loss. It's like, even if it hits my stop loss, but it doesn't hit the original stop loss, I would still take this trade over and over and over again because I've already seen it execute. So it's not like, okay, the one time it doesn't go in my favor, I'm just throwing the whole idea out the window. That's not how trading works. I've seen it happen literally, I think 6 or 7 times. It's like, okay, I originally took the trade with my bigger stop loss, but I consciously was aware that there is an opportunity to reduce my risk. I'm not going to take that opportunity because I want to see it play out. And that's why I keep going back to Euro USD, because this is the most recent example of exactly what I just explained to you guys. I now know moving forward, I could have put my stop loss here and I could have capitalized off of an 8-to-1 versus a 2.8-to-1. You feel what I'm saying? So now we gonna see what shakes and bakes with GBP JPY. So guess what? If GBP, man, I ain't gonna lie, if GBP JPY goes in our favor, boy, my confidence is gonna be on, who's a super confident person? Let me think. Let me think of like a celebrity that's super. Who's like a super confident person? I'm trying to think. Y'all drop somebody in the chat that's like a super confident celebrity, like over the top confidence. I'm trying to think of somebody. I can't think because I want to reference. My confidence is go beyond who's somebody that's super confident. Oh my gosh. Shout out to you, guy. I didn't even see you was on the call. Shout out to the homie. I appreciate you for being on my call. Floyd Mayweather, you ain't never lied. Because I'll be honest with you. I follow Floyd Mayweather on Instagram, and he really thinks he can dress. That nigga cannot dress, bro. He literally just throws on random designer, and he swears that he's fly. Floyd Mayweather cannot dress to save his life, but you could never tell him that. You could never tell. Look. Speaking of this dude, I'm about to go pull him up right now because he recently wore an outfit and he put, you know, when a dude knows he feeling himself, he gonna put like a corny caption like, I just put that on. It's like, bro, you really did not just put that on. I really don't know what the hell you just put on, but you didn't put it on. You feel me? But you know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather is rich as a mug. So who the hell am I to be talking down on Floyd Mayweather? It's still funny though. You know what I'm saying? We could crack jokes, but to be real, I can't even afford to look like how Floyd Mayweather looks like, regardless of how I feel about it. I'm finna show y'all the most recent outfit. This shit looks horrible. Bro, look at this. Bro, come on. Look. The swag is different because the bag is different. He really thought that sounded fly. Like he really thought that was a fly line. Bro, this is not a fly outfit, bro. I'm sorry. It's like he got the cowboy holsters. It looks like he needs to put 2 revolvers in these little joints right here. Like, what is this? It's Gucci, so he's gonna assume that, oh, I got the, bro, please, y'all know that this is not fly, bro. Look, this dude over here talking about this is hard, bro. No, it's not, bro. This is not hard, like, at all. The swag is different because the bag is different. I know he felt good typing that out. Bro, look at this. Bro, no grown man should be wearing boots like, bro, what is this? It's Fendi. So bro, this is not fly, bro. I'm sorry. I am sorry, bro. That's exactly what they do. Dudes put on designer and they swear. Just because you randomly throw on designer does not mean that you're fly. Floyd Mayweather has a lot of bad outfits, bro. I am sorry. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. This actually isn't half bad. It's not the best though. But you know what I'm saying? Like Floyd, you're too old to be dressing like this. Like, come on, this is not even in his age to dress like this. He got the cut jeans. Come on, bro. Like, come on, Floyd. You could do better than this, bro. Now I'm just roasting Floyd. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta fire your ass up because I don't know what the hell you be doing sometimes. Let me find like another one. Cause he be rocking these, you know what I'm saying? Like something like this is this is cool because this is like regular. He just be trying to, like, this is fine because this is regular. He be trying to do too much sometimes. So I want to find one of the pictures where he be wearing these damn boots that look like he finna go. Like, bro, what is this? Like, bro, what are these? Like, come on, bro. No, bro. I don't even know what those are. Those are like space boots. I'm really looking for this one joint. Like he be wearing these, like, I swear it looks like he a horse jockey. He loves wearing like these certain boots. I don't know if I can find them because I'm not finna just scroll forever. But shout out to Floyd Mayweather, right? Money Mayweather, because dude is a very savvy businessman, but he needs a stylist. I'm gonna be honest with you. This dude said the swag is different because the bag is different. Bro, go sit down somewhere. Don't. That shit was hella corny. Like, bro, what is this? Look at all these. Like, what? Come on, bro. This, like, bro. These pockets they're not even supposed to be on a jacket, bro. These look like individual carrying bags. Bro, what is up with the belt? Is this a satchel or is this a part of the outfit? Y'all feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I'm just saying. Floyd Mayweather's out of pocket for a lot of these outfits. I really want to find those boots though, bro. Like he be like these joints, bro. Like, bro, please tell me that these do not look like women boots, bro. These do not look like boots that a man is supposed to be wearing. I swear. Fly guy, stop, Floyd, please. Stop. Okay. That's enough for Russell Floyd Mayweather. Shout out to Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest boxers of all time. Can't call him the greatest because Muhammad Ali is the greatest, even though he thinks he's the greatest. Only because he's undefeated. I don't give a damn about your record, okay? You pick your fights. Muhammad Ali didn't pick his fights. He just fought whoever the hell they throw in the ring. We ain't gonna get into all that though. We not finna get into all that. That is neither here nor there. But what I was trying to say was, shout out to Nai for, you know, dropping the name in the chat. That is the supreme confidence you want to have when you're taking a trade, right? You want to be as confident as Floyd Mayweather is whenever he's dressing himself. Literally. If you do not feel that confident when you're taking a trade, pass on it. I'm so serious. Like, I want y'all to think about what I'm saying moving forward. If you do not have Floyd Mayweather confidence when you're about to take a trade, like, keep in mind, like I said, it doesn't matter if you end up losing the trade. Losing a trade doesn't necessarily mean you did anything wrong. It just means it wasn't your trade. That's something else I had to get over, right? You end up tricking yourself to think you got this master strategy that, no, bro, you're still going to lose. You could lose. You can win 5 times in a row. And then after you finish winning 5 times in a row, you might go lose 2 trades in a row. And your brain's gonna be like, damn, why did I lose 2 trades in a row? Because it's just that's just how the market works. You feel me? It don't mean you did anything wrong, but as long as you had confidence when you took the trade, that's good. The dynamic for me, and like I said, I'm really just rambling on at this point because there's no other setups. I have like no other setups to go over. This is literally it. I'm still holding USD Chef. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, shit, outside of that, there's literally nothing else. This is the only setup that I really had for the most part. But yeah, so the main thing I want to be able to talk to you guys about, because we got, oh shit. Are they on? Hold on. Did they go on tonight? Hold on. I'm trying to see if John Dollar goes out tonight because we already been on here damn near. I'm about to wrap this up. I ain't realized we had been on this bitch for an hour. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm about to wrap this up in a little bit. Give me like 5 minutes. Let me see if did they go live today? I guess not. They must go live tomorrow. Okay. So I'm about to wrap this up because at this point I'm just rambling. I didn't realize it was already 2 a.m. Central. So basically the last thing I want to be able to tell you guys, like I said, I've been trading for 2 years. For anybody on this call that has not even been trading for 1 year, you've not even been trading for 6 months, it is going to take time, bro. Like, I guarantee any of the traders that you look at, Q Banks or, you know, any of the educators, I guarantee you it took them a couple of years, if maybe not a little longer, before they just got to the level that they started making, you know. And keep in mind, I'm not saying that I'm making boatloads of money, but I'm about to start making boatloads of money because I feel like I'm entering my prime. I started saying this in like the beginning of December, the end of November, whenever my trading kind of started, you know, becoming more consistent. This might be the reaction that we're looking for. Hopefully this is the reaction that starts giving us that drop. But anyways, though, you want to get to the point to where even when you lose a trade, this is how I knew that I was getting to the point to where I was about to start working my way towards my trading prime. Even if you lose a trade, if you cannot go back and see anything that you could have done different, that is exactly where you want to be. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. Because like I said, you're going to always lose. Like, it is guaranteed. Like, you're only gonna have so many wins in a row before you take a couple L's in a row, right? If you can take a L and you go back and break down a trade and there's literally nothing that you can find to where you can be like, bro, there's literally nothing I could have did different. Like, everything I did was perfect. I just wasn't supposed to win the trade. That is whenever you are going to start excelling. If you keep losing and you can keep finding out reasons why you lost and how you could have done it better, you still have some work to do. So if you lose and you're like, okay, you know, I did overlook this. You know what? I could have actually made my stop loss a little bigger. You know what? I could have actually passed up the trade altogether because emotionally I felt like this was a little risky, but I was forcing it. You still need to work. But if you get to a point to where it's like you lose and you're like, you know what, bro? There's literally nothing I could have did any differently. I just got to hold that L. That is whenever you're going to start excelling. Because for me, at this point right now, I swear on everything I love, there is no trade that I have lost in the past month or two that I can legitimately go back and be like, you know what? I could have actually did something different. It's like, now it's just supposed to lose. It is what it is. I mean, shit. I break down, because like I said, on my YouTube channel, this is the other thing I want y'all to know is too, like, I even post my losses on my YouTube channel, bro. Who does that? Not a lot of people. Look, lost 48 pips on gold. I went back and I looked at it, it's like there's literally nothing I could have did any different at all. I was just supposed to lose. Look, I'm gonna show y'all some more L's because I have a lot of setups I'm about to go post on YouTube. I'm getting some thumbnails made right now. I think it was in this blue photo. Yeah, these are 2 L's that I took last week. Look, right? This destroyed my guy. Look at this. This shit destroyed my stop loss. It wasn't even close. It wasn't like it barely hit my stop loss. It literally destroyed my stop loss. But guess what? There's nothing I could have did different. I was just supposed to lose. There's literally nothing I could have did different. NZD USD. Look, now this is an example that you hate these. Like, bro, look at this. Barely hit my stop loss and then it went in my direction. But guess what? There's nothing I could have did any different. I was just supposed to lose. You see how I can confidently say that? Like, I'm not lying to myself. Like, there's literally nothing based off of how I trade and how I look at the market that I can convince myself. It's like, you know what, Tyree? You could have did. There's nothing I could have did different, bro. This is just a trade I wasn't meant to win. That is where you want to be. And these are drastic differences in losses. This is a loss that wasn't even close. This is a loss that it's like, oh, bro. It literally, now it hit the stop loss technically like 3 separate times, but it barely hit the bitch. Like, you feel what I'm saying? If my stop loss was like 2 to 3 pips lower, I would still be in the trade, but there's no reason, like I said, there is no reason for me to have put my stop loss 2 to 3 pips lower, because at that point, I'm literally only saying that because I see that my stop loss got hit. As I'm marking it up, it's not like, oh, let me just add 2 to 3 more pips to my stop loss. Based off of what? You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be a 16 pip stop loss, and the market was like, you know what, Tyree? This is just not your trade. So, like I keep explaining, this is where you guys want to be. You want to be at the point to where even if you lose, you can't go back and be like, you know what, I could have did something different. You're like, you know what? I literally did everything I was supposed to do and then some. I just got to wait for the next setup and try to get it back. That's it. You feel me? So with that being said, I appreciate all 5 of y'all for rocking out on the call the whole time, because I ain't gonna say I've been rambling, because I really have been saying, like useful information, but I just say I'm rambling because I'm kind of like going back in a circle now. But I appreciate y'all for staying on the call. And like I said, 2022, I've been telling everybody this is officially our year. Like we've been saying that, I've been saying that the past 2 years, but this is my year, bro. This is the most consistent I've been. This is the most confident I've been. And it's a lot of things I don't do anymore. I don't over leverage anymore. Okay. I don't manual exit trades anymore. The 2 things that used to be my biggest crutches is over leveraging. That's everybody's crutch. And manual exiting, bro. I cannot tell you how many times I got into drawdown, got out of a trade. It started going in my direction. I got back in the trade. It went back in drawdown. I got back out the trade. Bro, I used to be the king. Like I would literally get in and out of the same trade 2 to 3 times, and the trade didn't even go nowhere. It didn't hit stop loss. It didn't hit take profit. I'm just so damn anxious and emotional. Every time I get in drawdown, I'm like, damn, let me just go ahead and get out because it's probably going to hit my stop loss. Then it never hits my stop loss. And then it starts going back in my direction. I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have got out. You know what? Let me get back in. Then I get back in, and then it goes back in a drawdown. I'm like, man, why the hell I get back in? So then I get back out. And then it starts going back in my direction. And for whatever reason, instead of just being like, Tyree, just chill the hell out, I'm like, nah, fuck it. This now it's actually finna go in my favor. Then I get back in. And I end up losing money in a trade that literally never actually hit stop loss. That makes no fucking sense. But that was one of the biggest issues I used to face, bro. I used to almost have like anxiety attacks, bro. Like I used to feel like I would never be able to break that. Like what I just explained to you, I used to deal with that shit for so long, bro. Like say for instance, if I'm risking $30 on a trade, I would mess around and lose $40 on a trade I was supposed to lose $30 on, and it never hit stop loss. Like that makes no sense. You feel me? So it was damn near impossible for me to grow my account because I'm just doing like dumb shit at that point. You feel me? But like I said, it is because I wasn't confident in my setups. Now I've encountered setups to where I've now been in setups to where the stop, like literally, I've been in trades to where it's come this close to my stop loss. But because now I have confidence in my trade, my brain is like, I mean, it's either going to hit the stop loss or it's not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to get out. I learned this from John Dollar from SETI. You have to allow the market to prove you wrong. What does that mean? If it's going to hit the stop loss, bro, let it hit the stop loss. Don't take yourself out of the trade. And when I started doing that, I started realizing how much I was psyching myself out. I'm not going to say a lot of trades because I ain't trying to make it seem like all my trades just in like, crazy drawdown, but I've been in enough trades to where The market has come so close to my stop loss, but it did not hit it. And then it just fucking flies in my direction, straight like that. But the old me would have never been able to take advantage of it going in my direction because I would have just gotten out. You know how your brain works? You're like, man, it's already finna hit my stop loss. Let me just go ahead and get out and save myself a little bit of money. That's not even a real thing. You're literally convincing yourself that that's what's gonna happen. The market coming close to your stop loss doesn't actually mean it's about to hit your stop loss. And I've personally seen enough trades do that to where it's like, you know what? I was literally convincing myself just because it gets close to my stop loss, it's going to hit it. That is not what that shit means at all. It just means that the market is still capturing liquidity and you just got to chill the fuck out. So whenever you determine your risk, get in. And like I said, I'm not over leveraging anymore. So if you're not over leveraging, you're not really freaking out because if you lose, I mean, it is what it is. It's not like if you're leveraging your whole fucking account, that's different. If you're leveraging the 1 to 2% like how you're supposed to, it's like, I mean, if it's coming close to stop loss, okay. If it hits stop loss, okay, I just lost 1%. Guess what? If I lose 1%, I can go make it back in the next trade. So I'm gonna be honest. Now this is looking like it might possibly start going in our direction, but I don't get too attached to any trade just because, like, you don't really want to celebrate any type of trade too soon. I don't celebrate until I'm in a break-even scenario because a trade can easily go in your direction, come back, and just completely go in the opposite. I've seen it happen before. But look, I'm gonna give y'all an example before I get ready to hop off because now I'm really just going in circles. This is a prime example, right? Was it CHF JPY or was it? I think it was. It wasn't this one. I forget what it was, but this is like an example, right? Look at this. This was like a perfect entry. It just wasn't meant to go down. Like this literally is like a perfect entry. Literally. It just wasn't meant to go down. So this market hit my entry, almost no drawdown. It immediately went, look at it, immediately went for 25 pips. And then it ended up immediately reversing. Now you have some people that would have adjusted their stop loss to break even. Me adjusting my stop loss to break even is a little bit different than others. Some people just do it based off of pip count. So some people are like, I'm up 15 pips to just stop loss to break even. I don't really adjust my stop loss to break even based like that. I only do it whenever I see a market structure break. So if you look at this, the only structure that could have been broken is all the way down here. So as far as I was concerned, it has to hit take profit for me to even adjust it to break even. I don't just adjust it because I'm up 20 pips in profit. Like I need to have a structure being broken. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep holding it. And this is one of those examples to where even in retrospect, like I said, I still would not have adjusted this to break even because that is not how I trade. So it's easy to say, oh man, damn, bro, you let it go 25 pips in profit and you just let it reverse. Yeah, that's based off of how I trade. How you trade may be different. Yeah, if you get up 10, 15, 20, 30 pips, you might automatically adjust it to break even. But guess what? I've had a lot of scenarios. I'm gonna show, look, everything I'm talking about, I can show you guys an example in real time because I keep a lot of my charts marked up. Primarily because I'm gonna put them on YouTube and I haven't made the video yet. But this is good for, look, I'm gonna show y'all something else. I know I keep saying I'm gonna get off, but y'all are still staying on, so whatever. So look, perfect example, right? Peep this. Peep this, right? This is based off of back testing. That's why I said I have supreme confidence in everything that I am doing. Look at this. Perfect entry. What did the market do? It went up 30 pips damn near. Same example. The average person be like, okay, I'm up 30 pips to just stop loss to break even. Guess what would have happened? Your break even would have been hit. Literally. You want to know what I did? I held the trade because there was no structure being broken. This structure needed to be broken for me to be able to, adjust my stop loss to break even. So some people might have been afraid because they're like, damn, it came all the way back to my entry. Me, I'm like, shit, one of two things is going to happen. It's either coming back to my entry to retest and go up, or it's about to hit my stop loss. Either way, I'm comfortable and I'm going to be okay with the results because guess what? I've seen the shit happen time and time and time again. So think about how I'm literally able to explain to you guys everything that I like to look for, and I can go show you real-time examples. That is how you know I've put in a lot of work on the charts. You can't just talk out of your ass like how I'm talking. This is based off of seeing the same shit happen time and time again. Because guess what used to happen to me? Obviously, I used to adjust my stop loss to break even too damn early. My break even would be hit just for some shit like this to happen. You don't know how many times I've broken even, some shit like this. And I'm like, bro, what the, come on, man. I didn't have enough experience. Then over time, it's like, you know what, Tyree? What if you start defining your break even off of something specific? What is that something specific going to be? Not based off of pips, but based off of a structure being broken. So I'm gonna show you guys when I actually adjusted my stop loss to break even. So whenever this high got formed, this was now my new structure level. This was my original structure level whenever I initially took the trade because this hadn't developed yet. But I also know how to adjust on the fly. That is also something else that I learned. So me being able to adjust on the fly, this would have been my original take profit. But whenever I saw this high form, the market consolidate, come back to my break even, which I didn't have as break even, it was just come back to my entry. I was like, okay, now once the market breaks this structure, which happened on this candle, that is when I would adjust my stop loss to break even. Once again, I can only explain this in specific detail because I've seen the same scenario happen multiple times. So what I'm hoping that you guys take from me explaining all this information is that you get to work on the charts. Nobody can help you with what I'm explaining to you because you have to develop your own emotional discipline. You have to develop what feels comfortable for you. I don't personally take signals from anybody that's not a go live educator. That is no disrespect to anybody, right? I don't even have to say any names because there's a lot of people that I respect that are not go live educators that send out bomb trades, but I'm not taking their trades. It's nothing against them. Just like I don't feel any type of way. Like if Ray said, Tyree, I don't take none of your trades, I'm not gonna be like, damn, man. I respect that because Ray's a six-figure trader. He ain't got to take nobody's trade. So y'all need to develop that too. I'm not saying don't take nobody else's trades, but get to the point to where you're so confident in your own setups, it makes you feel uncomfortable taking somebody else's trades. Because guess what? Do you think Q Banks takes other people's trades? Hell no. Do you think Christopher Terry takes other people's trades? Hell no. Right? But it's not a bad thing to take somebody else's trades, right? You might just want to have a separate account. So whenever I copy and paste from Steady, from Gold Cup, from DeLorean, I don't take that on my personal account that I take my personal trades on. I have a separate account for that because guess what? Just because they're seven-figure traders, I'm still going to feel uncomfortable leveraging my money on a trade that I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. I don't know why they're adjusting their stop loss to break even. I don't know why they're putting their stop loss right there. I don't know why their take profits are up there, right? I don't know why they said keep holding the trade versus manual exiting. I don't know why they're like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't know why they're doing any of these things. So all these things would make me feel anxious, which is why I need to have a separate account in order to be able to take their trades. Because guess what? If I'm not leveraging the money on my primary account, I'm not really tripping because that account is specifically made to take other people's trades. So another thing that you guys got to think about, if you're taking your own trades on the same account, you're taking other people's trades, I guarantee that's probably why your account is not growing. So hopefully one of you guys is going to take something from that. I'll repeat that one more time because whenever I first quit my job, I didn't really interpret that. I was taking too many different trades from too many different people on top of my own trades on the same account. So if you're taking trades from Wall Street Ray, you're taking trades from Tyree, you're taking trades from Kyle, you're taking trades from Manny Quinones, you're taking trades from Tyrone, you're taking trades from Abel, all on the same account, it's going to be tough for you to grow that account. And some of y'all probably already identify, you're like, damn, that makes sense. I've been wondering why my account's not really growing because you're taking too many trades from too many different traders that all have different ways that they look at the market, right? So all these things I'm explaining is going to help you guys grow y'all's accounts. So everything I'm explaining, trust me, in the 2 years I've been in trading, I pretty much have experienced everything negative that there is to experience, right? I've lost just as much money as anybody else. Thousands of dollars. I ain't got no problem. I've lost thousands of dollars, right? I have no shame saying that because anybody that hasn't lost a few $1,000s, you probably not made a few $1,000s either. I'm gonna just keep it G with you. Right. So you got to get out there, you got to get your hands dirty, got to scrape up your knees a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And take off the training wheels. But ultimately, the main thing I want y'all to take away from this is primarily back test, back test, back test, back test, back test. If you're still watching TV, turn that shit off. I swear to God, when I quit my job 2 years ago, I literally, this is not an exaggeration, I did not watch a movie. Keep in mind, I was the dude that used to go to every concert. I stay in Houston. Every rap concert that was in Houston, I was there. J. Cole, Jay-Z, Future, Young Jeezy, Young Dolph, RP, literally any top rapper you can, Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, any top rapper that came through Houston from like 2015 to 2019 before I quit my job, I was at their concert. I used to go to all the Houston Rockets basketball games, playoffs. I was at all the playoff games. I used to go to Houston Texans game. I used to go to all that shit. I used to go to every movie, any new movie that came out, even if, when you watch your preview and in your head, you're like, this is probably a good preview, but the movie is probably going to be trash. I used to go watch all them damn movies and be like, man, I knew this movie was going to be trash. Guess what I did not do? I did not go to a basketball game. The whole first year after I quit my job, I didn't go to a rap concert. I didn't watch a Netflix series. Oh, bro, you watching Power? I didn't even think about Power. Oh, bro, Black Mirror? I ain't think about Black Mirror. Oh, bro, I'm not thinking about none of that shit. Go Live was TV. So if any of y'all are still doing anything except watching Go Live all fucking day, you are tripping, bro. If you're getting on YouTube, make sure you're watching something that's investing related. Earn Your Leisure, Robert Kiyosaki, Gary V. Don't be watching no reality TV shows and none of this other dumb shit. Like literally, the reason why I am where I'm at, I predicated to, I literally eliminated. I'm not exaggerating, bro. The only time I watched basketball and football was in the playoffs. I didn't watch no regular season. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the playoffs. I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl. But outside of that, the whole 82 games of the NBA season, I ain't watched none of that shit. I ain't even watched the playoffs for the most part. I basically watched the conference finals and the finals. In the NFL, I basically watched the Super Bowl. I watched like one playoff game before the Super Bowl. But y'all got to get like that, bro. Like you're not going to be able to get to where you want to get if you're still watching anything else that's not Go Live. Like when I say Go Live is TV, Go Live is television, bro. I swear to God, Go Live is television. I did not watch anything except Go Live. If you are recommending anything to me that wasn't on Go Live, I wasn't watching that shit the whole first year I quit my job. So with that being said, guys, I will be back tomorrow. Okay. We're going to go back over GBP JPY and we're going to see what it. Ooh, hold on, GBP JPY. Don't do it like that. Don't do them like that, man. Hold on, man. Bro, we're already up a 1.5 to 1, man. Shout out to the small stop loss. Like I said, I'm not gonna get too excited, even though I just did a whole woo. I'm gonna let it play out. But anyways, with that being said, guys, I really, 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 really hope all this stuff I was just talking about, you guys absorbed it, you guys apply it, because I'm literally the person who quit my job. I quit 3 jobs. So if any of y'all don't know my story, I quit 3 jobs. I was working at T-Mobile, 24-hour fitness, and I was DoorDashing, and I was going to school full time. I quit all of that shit. Keep in mind, when I was in school, I wasn't like the average person. I was in society. So I was like the vice president of a bit. I dropped all that shit, bro. Literally. And when I quit, I put 100% into this shit. So I'm telling you, I used to be a dude. I went to every concert, every sports event. I stopped doing all that shit cold turkey. And I guarantee if I wouldn't have even done half of that, I still would have been trying to find myself, because I know putting in 100% is why it only took me this long to get to where I'm at. If I had did half of that, I probably would have still had to be going another year before I came across a lot of these scenarios, because I wouldn't have been putting as much attention into it. So hopefully I get off this call. You get on Go Live, right? You back test, stop being cheap, pay the $15 for TradingView Pro so that you can take advantage of the replay tool. You want to know one of the best ways to backtest? Having the replay tool. You want to know how you don't have access to it? With the free version of TradingView. Okay. You want to know other thing you get with the $15 version? You get a whole bunch of alerts. I set an alert for everything. I set an alert for, look, I'm about to set an alert right now. I'm going to set an alert for when my take profit 1 gets hit. So I don't have to check my phone all damn day. You want to know how you stop checking your phone all goddamn day? Set alerts, bro. It's going to be like a text message coming to your phone, so you ain't got to keep checking your phone. So look, I'm going to set an alert, GBP JPY, TP1 hit. That's it. Bam, just like that. So look, alert is here. If and when it hits take profit one, I'm gonna get an alert. I'm still gonna check the market, but I don't have to keep checking it over and over and over again. But with that being said, literally, I'm about to just keep talking y'all's heads off in circles. It is about to be 2:30 a.m. Keep in mind, if any of you guys want to be able to go back and rewatch this video, I do upload all of these live trading calls to my YouTube channel. It is going to look like this. It'll say 4 Steps to Freedom. They're going to be the only calls that do not have like my face on it. So all of these that say, I date them too. So you guys know exactly. So look, the most recent one was from the 7th, 3 days ago. So they're all going to have this same picture like this, and it's going to have the date. All right. So with that being said, guys, I'm about to go ahead and end the call. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow at the same time, 1 a.m. Central, 2 a.m. Eastern. You have a blessed night. Trade safely. And don't let I don't even know what I was about to say, but shout out to y'all. And then remember what I said. You need to be able to have Floyd Mayweather confidence whenever you're taking a trade. If you don't have that confidence, remember Tyree said, pass the trade up altogether. I'll see y'all later. Peace.